Hello friends. So in this session we are going to discuss about bubble sort and going to write a program for bubble sort. So let's understand how bubble sort works basically. So if this is an given array, so what we need to do in bubble sort, we need to take out largest element or largest number at the end in a first iteration. Okay, so 8 will be the it will start with swapping from 8, then 12. So 12 will be the last element which will be largest, which will be there at the end of the array as output of iteration 1. So this kind of iteration will continue, and this is how we will get the sorted array like 2, 5, 6, 8, 12 in the final result. Okay, so let's start with the program writing. So we'll start with our conditions. So the first condition is that we need to accept the number list runtime. So what I'll do, I will accept this number list in main method, public static void main. Okay, okay. So to read the uh, data from through runtime or command line, we can use either buffer reader, or you can use scanner as well. So it's perfectly fine. Anything you can use. I'm using buffer reader here. Okay, then yeah, it should be new. It's not a method actually, it's a object. And then what we need to do, let's say I'm getting it as a string array. Let's say num string array. It will get string only, but I'll split it with a space. So what I'll do, br dot read line. So by default it is reading as a string, and I'm doing it a split operation on top of it to make it an array. So I'm splitting it with a space. Okay, so now what I'll do, it will give me the array. So it will be numbers only, but it will be stored in the form of string. So we need to do one thing. It might throw exception, that's why it is giving an warning. So I'm adding throws clause there. So we need to do one thing. We need to convert it to the num array. Okay, and what? Okay, so how to do it? It will be int num array of size will be the same actually, because we just need to convert the string array to integer array, so the size is going to be same, so we can define it that way. Right, sorry, like this, and it should be int num. Right, it should be new int. I know this syntax sometimes drive me crazy. Okay, so we are all set. So now I need to store the string arrays to num array. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just create, it's a standard practice actually. You can just traverse through this string, that array, and you can store one by one. So it will be num string dot length plus plus. Okay, so then what, num array of I is going to be num string of I, right? Okay, so basically this for loop will convert No, not like this, because we need to convert it, so we need to parse it. Integer dot, one second, parse int, and in the argument we need to provide the string, so it will be again num string of I. So yeah, now this will convert this string number of array to integer number of array. Now the second condition says that we need to do keep the counter. So what I'll do, I'll create one static int swap counters, so that it will be easy and it will be 0 by default. Okay, so that's another condition. And second thing is that we need to sort the number list with the array. So I'll do one thing, I'll write down one more method, so public void sort bubble, or let's say sort list, and which will, what it will accept basically, it will accept the number array, num array, num array. Okay, sorry, so it will accept the num array. So we know, we already discussed that how bubble sort works, so let me try and implement that for. So I'll explain, we will explain the, or I'll explain the code later. Sorry, I is equals to 0, then I should be less than num dot length, and I plus plus, then one more for loop, int j is equals to I, not I actually, it should be 0 always, then j is less than num dot length, then j plus plus. So what we'll do here, we will compare the num of j is greater than num of j plus 1. So we are comparing first and second adjacent number. So if if first is bigger, if j is bigger, then we need to swap their position. So let me do one thing, let me create one temp variable which will store the num of j, because I need to store uh, j plus 1 in num of j. So num of j will become now num of j plus 1, j plus, sorry, j plus 1, and num of j plus 1 will become now the actual j. Okay, let me do one thing, let me increment the counter here itself, swap counter, sorry, swap counter, because we are doing swap here. Okay, so if you observed, what we need to do, or one of the conditions is that you need to print the required swap. So swap, number of swap required is number of swap required for swapping the number list. So that will be, sorry, typos we need to avoid. Okay, and it will be basically nothing but the swap counter, because we are incrementing the counter every time when we are doing the swap. So this will tell us how many swaps are required. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll also print the sorted list, so it will be num. Basically, to print arrays we need to print it like this, arrays dot, because otherwise if you are directly providing num, it will print the object which will be uh, re- uh, this will not be readable format value actually. Okay, so no, it will be temp, we need to assign the temp here. Okay, so let's do one thing, let me run the code quickly. Will sort, yeah, now because I have not printed anything, so it's okay because I have not called that method also. So let me do one thing. I have not called. So let me do one thing. br.close is also missing. Please um, and what we need to do before period line, we need to also say that we need to tell the user what he needs to enter actually. Although we know, but it's always good to print the message. Please enter the number list separated by space. Okay, so this will tell the user what he needs to enter. And now I need to call that method as well, that shortlist method. So to call that, I need to create a object of that class. So inside the main method. Okay, so bubble sort is equals to new bubble sort, because earlier it was only running that sorry, bubble sort obj is equals to new bubble sort. Now with the obj I can call that method sort list, and what we need to send that num array as a argument or parameter, we can say. Index 3 out of bounds for length 3. We are starting with, yeah, because it might be going, because we are doing j plus 1, that's why we need to do j minus 1 here, because one of the condition we are doing j plus 1. So if when it comes to last position, it is going beyond the length of the this for loop is going beyond the length of the index for this number list. So that's why, so we need to be careful. Yes, right. So number of swap required to. So now it's very easy because we get to know that what swap has required here. So this 25 no. So this 36 might have been swapped here. Then this 25 might have been swapped here actually, and this 36 might have been swapped here. So it's easy. But let's do one thing. Let's add something which will make it very easy to read. Okay, so what we do, let's do one thing, because we'll try this example with bigger array actually. So let's say this is swap number. I don't want to print 0, so that's why I'm writing it after swap counter. Okay, so this is swap counter, and then what we will do, we will do sys, let's say number list before swap. So it will be easy to understand after each swap what is getting swapped actually. So we just need to print num no, to print it, arrays will need to print like this actually, arrays dot to string and num. Okay, and similarly I will print it again after the swap. So this will print, give me the more clarity. So let's do one thing, let's run the code again. Okay, so 25, 36, 39, 39, 23. I'll enter a bigger array this time. Okay, right. So if you observed, total swap number of swap required 7, and sorted list is the this. But let's understand from top. So this is swap 1. Okay, so the number list before swap is this. Okay, so what has been swapped here? Let's understand. So it has been swapped this 89. It's swapped to this actually. Okay, because for 25 is less than 45, so no need to swap. This 45 is less than 89, so no need to swap. This 89 is greater than 36, so it need to be swapped here. Okay, so this is our first swap happened. So let's understand this swap number 2. So this is before list and this is after list. So like 25 will be less than 45, no need to swap. 45 uh, is less than 36? No, right? So this with 25 will be this 45 will be swapped here actually. No, actually this counter is continuing, right? So this is one swap, but this 89 will continue to go till end actually. So that's why, 89 will go to end, then this will keep on swapping. So this 89 will swap here again, then it will swap here again, and then it will swap here again with the fourth swap. Okay, then with the sixth swap, this 45 will, in the fifth swap, the 45 will be swapped. Then again this 45 will be swapped. Then again this 45, no need to swap now 45. So this is how it will be. Sorry, my bad. We need to swap this bigger number at the end. That is the functionality of the bubble sort actually. Let's do one thing. Let's add one more sys out here, and we will say what two numbers have been swapped actually. Okay, so we will say that uh, swapped swapped numbers are, so which two numbers we are swapping here. uh, okay, so one will be the num of j, num of j, or let's say, let's print like this: num of j plus it's swapped with. So this will give the clarity. So we will get to know each time which number swapped with which number. Okay, swapped with this. Okay, so let's print it again. Let's run it again, and we'll see what it prints now. So let me take a bigger array this time as well, so that there will be more swap. Okay, so now let's understand from top again. Last time we made a little small mistake. So if you see in swap number 1, 45 is with sorry, it's swapped with 36 actually. I missed to write it like this. It's swapped with, actually it's swapped with, that should be like this. Okay, so I'm not running it again, or let me run it again actually, so that it will be easy. uh, okay, now I have just copied the same array, and I'm running it again. So if you see, this 45 is swapped with this 36 in swap 1. In swap 2, this 96 is swapped with 25. This 96 is swapped with 25. Okay, and in swap 3, this 96 is again swapped with 74. 96 is again swapped with 74. Then in swap 4, this 96 is swapped with 89. So we after swap 4 we got 96, which is a bigger number at the end of the array. Okay, so that's how it will bubble out each larger array at the end. So in the swap 5, when it start 58, is swapped with 25. So this way it will continue, and in the end we will get the sorted list. So that's it for today. Thank you guys. If you have any queries or concerns, you can either put it in comments, or you can straight away drop me an email, and I'll try to answer those. Thanks. Bye.